Hey world, it's me, Elle, and Christian. So this video is completely off the cuff. I don't have a topic that I planned or anything like that at all. So I just had this thought, and I thought, who better to share it with than my Elevated Conversation family? So I was sitting here and I was thinking about how much anxiety and stress and worry that you could feel. And I know you guys are probably thinking, what? Because I try not to divvy into those things, but those are real life things, right? And then I was just thinking to myself, times can sometimes feel very dark. It can feel very heavy, and you can feel things on your heart. But what if it's because, like, we're just seeds right now and we're being planted, right? Because sometimes in order for things to grow, sometimes you gotta dig and you gotta put the seeds in the dirt, right? And sometimes when the seed is in the dirt, you don't see anything, you don't know what's growing from it, you don't know what's actually happening, but the seed things are happening, and it happens at its own speed. So whether or not it's a watermelon, whether or not it's whatever you plant, right? Because there's a lot of vegetables out there, and I don't want to name them all. But those things are growing underground, and sometimes it's in the dark, and sometimes it's alone, it's by itself, and sometimes you need that time to be alone and to be by yourself to grow, right? Because what happens if you plant a seed in the dirt and it has too many other things around, like weeds and things like that? Well, sometimes it doesn't grow because sometimes those weeds or other things that's around it can strangle the roots of the seed and make it unable to reach its full potential and growth. And so I want you guys to really think about that. I know that sometimes it feels challenging and it's heavy and it's a lot, right? But I feel that if we continue to be hopeful and to understand that we're in our season of growth, that sometimes growth starts alone in the dark by yourself. And I think that the more that we understand that, the more accepting of it is, the easier our growth is going to be, right? I'm not saying that it's not challenging. And if any of you ever tried to garden before, which I have tried to garden and have failed, I'm not even lying. I've killed like a bunch of plants. One of the things that I know is that some days you'll go out to your garden and you'll look and it's just dirt. And you'll go the next day and you look at the garden and it's just dirt. And like every day you're just like, where's these plants? You're watering them, you're pouring into them, and you're just ready for something to grow. And then one day out of nowhere, you have like this whole long stalk coming up out of the ground. And you're like, where did this come from, right? Because day after day you were looking and it wasn't there. And I feel like that's how it is for us sometimes. When we plant that seed, when we make it through the part where it's dark and we're alone and we're having to fight the things around us to grow, then eventually what'll happen is we will sprout and we will be fruitful. And one of the reasons why I love this analogy, like about plants and stuff, is because I don't know if you guys know a lot about plants. I grew up in the city, so I didn't see a lot of them when I was growing up. But when a plant does like get ready to harvest or it has grown a lot, what does that plant do? It like sheds more seeds, right? Like it pollinates other things so that more stuff can grow. And so I don't know if you guys are following me on this. I told you I didn't have a plan when I created this video, but I just had a thought and it just set on my heart. And I felt like somebody out there was watching, because you feel alone right now, that there's nobody there and nobody is nobody is on this journey with you, and it's dark and it's lonely and it's cold, and you don't know how long you're going to be in this position. But I'm telling you right now that you're a seed. Keep watering yourself and just know that your dreams, your hope, your visions, your life, it's gonna grow. You will grow. But don't look around at other plants and see what they grow. Because I can tell you one thing, watermelons and flowers and zucchini do not all grow at the same time. They have their own time that it takes for them to grow. But the most important thing is to trust and have faith that in this time you are growing. So again, I just felt compelled. It was on my heart and I felt it. And if any of you out there feeling like you're alone, or you're feeling like you need support, or you're just feeling heavy right now, reach out to me, reach out to somebody else, because again, you're not alone. Sometimes the seed has to, be planted. Sometimes the seed has to be by itself for a while in order to get to where it needs to be. So I hope that wasn't too all over the place. I'm so, thank you guys for watching my video. And just know that your time is coming. The sun will come back out, and everything that God has for you is for you, and you are going to be fruitful, and you are going to multiply, and you are going to move into this season. But this is just a season, and we have to grow through it to get to the other side. So with that being said, thank you again for watching my video. My name is Elle. This is Christian, and we hope that you have a wonderful night. Say bye.
Bye.